Junko. Wasn't her fatal injury pretty similar to Mukuro's?
What do you mean?
Well, remember what happened to her? She was impaled by a bunch of spears, all over her body.
And Mukuro died from a number of wounds across her body. When you compare that to the stab wounds Junko suffered...
Then the similarities match?
Yes, and those are the only fatal injuries that match up. That explains why those two bodies are actually one and the same.
So let me see if I have this straight. Junko, or someone going by that name, was stabbed to death with multiple spears. Then her body was kept in the biolab for however long before being dragged out again. Only this time, it was presented as the corpse of one Mukuro Ikusaba.
It all matches up, right? Those wounds Junko suffered could easily be these same injuries.
Then it's really true? Mukuro and Junko are the same person? Wait, so then... what does it all mean?
It means that there haven't been 10 victims, but 9. Which also means that among the people we thought were dead, one is still alive.
And that's the true identity of the mastermind?
Who is it? Who's behind all this?
We already know the answer to that. It's Mukuro. She's still alive. She took Junko's body and made it look like she was the one who died. So Mukuro is still alive. She's gotta be.
No, because we already established the body is Mukuro.
Total silence? Then I must be right. I'm right, aren't I?
Mukuro alive? One that's still alive is Mukuro, but can we really believe that? No, there's no way. There's no way Mukuro is still alive. Yep, we confirmed that all the numbers fit her
The body
profile.
we found in the garden. It wasn't Mukuro.
Then she's still alive?
That's right. She made it look like Junko's body was her. So the mastermind's true identity is Mukuro.
What do you say, Monokuma? Do you give up?
Want to be true? Well, I can't. It's very impossible.
The body we found, it wasn't Mukuro.
Then she's still...
That's right. So the mastermind's true identity is...
What do you say, Monica?
I think it's the first assertion that's wrong. But I really haven't got a lot of health to
The
gamble
body
with.
we...
It wasn't
That's
Mukuro.
right. Yes, I was right about
No,
that.
that's wrong.
Whew. Can I get some questions? I kind of want my health back. How's those blunts?
No, the body we found in the garden was Mukuro. That's one thing we can be sure of. The body's appearance and measurements are consistent with her records. Right, Kyoko?
She was 5 foot 6 inches tall and weighed 97 pounds. Her vitals were 31, 21, 32. Everything in her profile is consistent with that corpse.
And then there's the matter of the Fenrir tattoo. So there's no question it's her.
But if Mukuro's not the mastermind, then who's actually still alive?
Someone made it look like they died, but they're actually still alive. So the one person it could be... It has to be Junko. I mean, that, as I said, that raises a lot of questions, but...
Here's my answer. Junko is still alive. It's the only possibility.
Are you sure about that?
Huh?
I admit, since Mukuro is undoubtedly dead, Junko does seem to be the only other explanation. But we saw her get impaled. She died right before our very eyes. If Junko were still alive, the death we saw would had to have been some kind of charade.
We just established that...
But you yourself confirmed she was dead, did you not?
Now that you mention it... I gently place my hand on Junko's lifeless body. Touch her wrist to check for a pulse, like we do in movies and stuff, but she really is dead. There wasn't anything else to say, she was gone. Did check absolutely, can say for
She
sure.
was dead. There's no question. Junko was dead.
So, the idea that she's still alive.
It must be wrong.
Then you're withdrawing your previous statement?
I know you gave it your best shot, but too bad. I guess your conclusion was a dud.
Didn't we just establish that everything was about the corpse, which we established was Mukuro Rikusawa, was consistent with Junko? The Junko we saw was a fake! It's a spy!
Too bad, too bad.
This case hasn't been decided just yet.
Oh?
You haven't given up already, have you, Makoto?
Huh?
No, of course not. There's no way I'd give up that easy.
That's all well and good, but how do you intend to solve the problem standing in your way? Junko absolutely died. Mukuro absolutely died.
Then both of them are dead, right? There can't be any kind of survivor story.
I think we need to look at this from the opposite direction.
Huh? The opposite direction?
Let's assume Junko is still alive. If so, how could she have survived?
How would Junko have survived? I checked her, she was dead, I'm sure of it. But still, if she were alive somehow, could it be that Junko's not the one that died? If it wasn't Junko, it was someone else entirely. Maybe she was some sort of trick. Yes! I figured that would be obvious, but apparently it isn't! God, thank you for being here, Kyoko. Re? I have no clue. Replaced. Can I get an L? That one was a bit difficult.
Now I understand. That's it. What if she switched places with someone else?
Switched places?
That's right. Before the spears could kill her, she got someone to take her place. Specifically, Mukuro Ikusaba.
Then that would make it Mukuro's corpse that showed up later.
Which is why the body's height and weight and everything match Mukuro's profile, right?
I don't know anything about this switching places thing, but that had to be Junko who got stabbed to death, right?
Yeah, you're saying they switched? When could they even have done that? Right when she was about to die? Like she used some kind of ninja replacement technique?
Kakebunshin no Jutsu!
Good point. There's just no way they could have switched like that. So maybe the whole idea is wrong.
There has to be some way. Please figure out how to explain how they could have switched.
I got it.
They always been
The
switched.
two of them may have switched places from the very beginning.
What? From the beginning?
Yes, from the moment we first met. If that's when they switched, then they wouldn't have had to switch at the moment of death, right? After all, the one we saw at that point would have already been Mukuro.
I thought that would have been obvious.
Hold on. So, you're saying the Junko we first met is actually Mukuro all along?
We'd already met her?
I had like a normal conversation with her.
When we first met, none of us knew who anyone else was. So Mukuro could have simply told us her name was Junko, and we never would have known the difference. That would easily allow the two of them to switch places from the very beginning.
Yep.
Wait, But Mukuro had a tattoo on the back of her hand, right? Junko never had any tattoo like that, did she?
That is a good point.
She could have hidden it with foundation or something like that. If she did, it likely melted away in the explosion, exposing the tattoo after the body was extinguished.
That also explains why the Ultimate Soldier was wearing fake nails. Not to say that a soldier couldn't wear fake nails, but you know, it probably interfered with combat operations. Plus, it would probably help her make look like Junko.
Plus, there were the fake nails found on the hands of Mukuro's body. They were the same fake red nails she was wearing when we all met for the first time.
Kind of a glaring oversight there, Junko.
But if she really did use foundation...
Correct. Even if there was no tattoo on her hand, I couldn't say for certain it wasn't Mukuro. So I'm glad nobody noticed that glaring hole when we were trying to figure out who attacked Makoto.
But too bad for you, Monokuma. You can't deny it anymore.
Wait, so this whole thing was a setup from the very beginning?
Yep.
If that's true, it was quite an elaborate plan to be sure, making it look like Mukuro was Junko.
The reason such an elaborate plan was possible is because the two of them were working together.
But I do wonder if there was any Mukuro ever expected to be killed.
So Mukuro, the ultimate despair, teamed up with someone like her. In other words, it would be fair to say that Junko herself was also the ultimate despair.
What's wrong? Lost the will to fight back?
I think he's just afraid.
Afraid? What's that mean, afraid? Fear is only possible where hope is possible. I only have despair, so fear is an alien concept to me.
Despair will protect me from fear, unlike adults.
Then why haven't you been saying anything?
Because it's a bunch of nonsense. Junko's my secret identity? As if.
Then why did you try and protect Junko's real identity?
I tried to protect her identity? When did I do that?
So it's still free to submit it, but you can try to deceive us only once. It doesn't matter, because I already figured it out. You're trying to hide Junko's identity, not just once but twice. First time was during the latest investigation. Oh. Oh, which one is it?
I got it!
Oh, it was when you turned up the
While
DVD.
I was in the AV room, watching the DVD of our interviews with the headmaster.
So we actually don't know how Junko looks. I guess, maybe. Wasn't she in the photos? Yep.
You made sure I couldn't finish watching the video. And the reason you did that is because you didn't want me to see the real Junko, did you?
Oh, yeah! If everyone was in that video, of course Junko would have had to show up.
And if Makoto saw the real Junko, it would have been totally obvious that the Junko we met was an imposter.
That whole power outage thing was just a fluke!
No, it wasn't a fluke. The Mastermind definitely orchestrated that power outage. And that's not the only time they tried to hide Junko's identity. The Mastermind tried to cover up another piece of it. I gotta reveal that. Oh boy.
What? What do you want? What? What do you want? Are you sure about this? You're getting all riled up! That's impossible!
No, it isn't.
That's impossible!
Oh, wrong. Damn it!
What? What do you want? impossible!
This should prove it.
Messed up there again. Gotta keep my trigger finger from
It wasn't
exploding.
the only thing you tried to cover up. You did the same thing with this group photo.
Oh.
I noticed this just a
SpaghettiOs!
little while ago, when we were all comparing the photos we'd gotten. In all the photos, there's a certain similarity, an unusual circumstance.
What's so unusual about them?
Let's come into these pictures. Let me see them again, please. Junko's face is hidden! Junko's is... I didn't even notice that!
Junko's face. The one thing common to every single photo is that you can't see her face. It's hard to believe her face would just happen to be hidden in every single picture, don't you think?
Maybe it even is, but it's certainly the only ones that were kept.
And on top of that, in this photo, you can see that Mukuro is clearly visible. So in other words, at that point, the two of them hadn't switched yet. With all that in mind, there's no doubt that the girl whose face is hidden here is the real Junko, which is why you had to have pictures that didn't show her face. Because if we could have seen her face, then it would have clearly revealed that the Junko in the pictures wasn't the Junko that we knew.
Xanadu!
I believe everything Makoto said is true. Junko and Mukuro switched places before we met either of them.
So she killed Mukuro, who had taken her place, making it look like she'd died. And the real Junko is still alive.
And she's the one behind this whole murderous situation. This killing game. She's the true mastermind and the ultimate despair.
Xanadu times 2!
With this, the identity and the crimes of the mastermind have been exposed.
No, wait, hold on!
Don't bother trying to deny it. There's no more room for debate. You don't have anywhere left to run. I'll prove everything. Right now!
Okay. This is the ultimate fashionista when I met the main hall. This, I guess. Why did Mastermind keep Mukuro's body? Well, this is the only one that's clearly nothing to do with that, so... The Mastermind attacked me with something. What was that? When the Mastermind attacked me, who was it that stopped them? After the surprise attack failed, the Mastermind fled my room. Wait. I think actually... This needs to switch around. What did the Mastermind do with the mask after they took it off? Also conditioned the bomb when I first found in the garden.
Here's exactly what happened. We met the ultimate fashionista, Junko and Oshima, right after we all arrived here. But that wasn't the real Junko. The girl we saw before us was actually the 16th student who had taken Junko's place. And that girl's name was Mukuro Ikusaba. But it wasn't long before she died at the hands of Monokuma. In other words, the mastermind, Junko, and Oshima. Her body was kept in a biolab, which had been converted into a morgue. until Junko decided to put her body to use. Junko dragged the body out of the biolab, using the tarp to carry her to the garden. She fabricated the murder to try and frame Kyoko, who'd proven to be one big thorn in her side. Meanwhile, she wanted us all to think Mukuro was still alive and hiding somewhere inside the school.
Yep.
So she put on a mask and then attacked me.
Why did she bring out the body before that, though? You think this would be
After
would be a
making
backup
sure I'd
plan?
gotten a good look at the mask, she left the room.
Or did she always
Then
plan
she
to be
put the
discovered?
same mask on Mukuro's body.
Or maybe she wasn't planning on killing Makoto, it's hard to
This
say.
was all to make us think the person who attacked me and the corpse were one and the same. She wanted us to believe the murder had only recently taken place. Finally, by strapping a bomb to the body, she was able to destroy any remaining evidence. She needed to hide the body's true identity. She had to make sure we didn't find out it was actually the same person we'd met in the beginning. This is the truth behind Mukuro's murder, and the one who carried it all out is the true mastermind. The one controlling Monokuma.
That would also explain how they could get the bomb from the, gymnasium all the way up there, the gym all the way up there. Or even if, they just removed the bomb later, then why they had one of those.
The real Junko Enoshima.
Dramatic picture.
That's the whole story behind this incident. Well, what do you have to say to that?
What? Are you broken again?
You can't get out of this, so don't even try.
I'm wondering if it's because Junko is on her way down here.
Come on! It's time you finally revealed yourself!
It's not like you're an endangered species or something. How long do you plan to keep hiding?
Give it up, Junko. The game's over.
Over? Did you really think the story would end once we reached the climax of the case? Wrong! There's still plenty more to go!
Oh boy! Ultimate despair, Junko Enoshima. Well,